Hello everyone, Bobby here, and thank you for joining me on this part 2 video of a review of a Game of Thrones television show and also added information of the book series, A Song of Ice and Fire by George R.R. Martin. And if you're viewing this video after viewing part 1, I greatly appreciate it, you guys. You guys are the best, and please comment and rate my videos. So I left off with, I believe, the riot with Joffrey and his procession trying to make their way back to the castle. And before I go on, this is season 2, episode 6. And so they're making their way back to the castle, and then a riot or a mob goes out of control and blocks their way and causes some ruckus. So in the book, Sansa and pretty much the rest of the party are on horseback rather than walking through the streets. And it was awesome when Joffrey got hit by that pile of shit, which really did happen in the book as well. So in the book, the situation happens with Sansa getting pulled off of her horse, and women, mostly women, but some men were just kicking her on the ground and everything, and then Sandor Clegane made his way to her and just hacked his way to her and saved her. That rape scene or potential rape scene never happened in the books. I don't know why they added that. Why change that? Make it more dramatic? I don't know. I didn't like that scene. I hate that. And it was kind of bullshit. I don't know if I'm mentioning the same stuff that was in my previous video. I don't remember where I left off. I forgot because... Anyway, I didn't like how the mob kind of turned into like a pack of like angry like zombies, where that one guy was on the ground and he was screaming while the whole like crowd like bent over and knelt over him and like swarmed him. It's too zombie-ish, and just kind of like one, they rip off his leg or something, or his arm, and he's holding it up in the air. I didn't like that, but they do, in the book, they do bash in some of the guards' heads with like cobblestones and stuff like that. So yeah, after that scene, we're gonna go to the character that I hate the most, and this is just my opinion, and I know a lot of you will disagree with me, but there are views and things that I see as a huge threat when it comes to Daenerys. Daenerys is a character that I do not like. I don't like how she acts like she's entitled to the throne, because her father, the Mad King, lost the throne because of his behavior. He lost it. She has no right. The rightful heir to the throne has something to do with who can win it right now. And I know people will say like Daenerys can win the throne, but you know what? It's not expressed in the TV show, nor will I think that it'll ever be expressed in the television show. She's also a product of an inbred or incest relationship. The Targaryens, the Mad King, who was killed by Jaime Lannister, married his sister and had Daenerys, Viserys, Rhaegar, all them. And I hate how she thinks that she's entitled, while everyone else is over in the Seven Kingdoms fighting a war and dying for what they believe in. Like the Starks, I represent House Stark. I'm all about House Stark. I want to do a separate video on all my beliefs and how I want things to go, but I'm going to say this real quick, is that and she's over across the narrow ocean in Qarth and laying on luxury pillows, and I know she had her own battle of her own, but it's nearly not as bad as what's been going on in the Seven Kingdoms. Now she's eating like the greatest food. She's in such comfort, and she can basically wait there and sit there until her dragons get big, and then just go over to the Seven Kingdoms and just kill everybody. I don't like that idea. I like the characters that are struggling and sacrificing for what they believe in, when she just thinks that she stomps her foot almost like a little girl and expects things to happen. She's like basically becoming the beggar queen of Qarth. She's going around and asking for favors of the people of Qarth. I hate that. I hate that. I hate her. And I know a lot of you will disagree with me, and I apologize for that, but to each his own. She has no right to the throne. So now, yeah, I hated that little story that she said to the spice merchant, the guy that when they first arrived at Qarth was the one that came out, the fat kind of portly guy has like that what's that word, pompous air about him. The one that wears like the moth. They all wear moth shit on them. Anyway, the story about what she did and everything like that, and how she's like the mother of dragons and all that shit. I hate hearing it, and I hate her in the book too. I really hate her in the book. I'm sorry, but it scares me because everyone is supposed to like Daenerys, and I don't like her for those reasons. I'm afraid of what she's gonna do. You know, if she left the Starks alone and let them be the kings of the North and let them have their own boundaries and shit like that, I'd be happy with that. But I don't think she likes the Starks. But anyway, I can't be ranting about this. Alright, so then there's that scene with Arya back, and she's talking to Tywin, but before he shows up, she's reading a letter, because she can read, obviously, and Tywin knows this now. And she's caught reading some information, I think, about, like, her brother or whatever. So then he starts talking about her father and his father and everything like that. And then she steals, right behind his back, she steals the letter that was on the table from right when he was in front of him. But his back was turned. This obviously never happened in the book because she's not a cupbearer to him in the book. She's not a cupbearer to anyone. And why would she risk something like that? Why would she risk stealing a single piece of paper that was blatantly laid out on the table? You think that you'd risk him finding out about that? Like, what the hell? Anyway, a guard who was insulted earlier on in this episode catches her with the letter and tries to bring her in to Tywin. But she runs up to Jaqen H'ghar. I'm sorry, Jesus. I gotta get this name. I'm gonna get... Yep. Jaqen H'ghar. Jaqen H'ghar, not Jason. Jaqen H'ghar. She runs to him and says that she needs the guard that got the note. Because the guard took it from her and she got away, but he's going to go to Tywin. She wants him to be killed immediately. And so he does. Puts a dart through his neck right when he's about to walk into the Tywin's room or war room. Dramatic. A lot of this episode was very dramatic, not true to the book, but it was still a good episode. I'm not taking away the excitement that I had by watching this, but it was, you know, Arya never, the people that she's naming to kill to Jaqen H'ghar are not the people that are in the book. The people that she has killed in the book are also tedious people. While you're thinking to yourself, like most people will be thinking, why don't you have him kill Tywin Lannister, the main head honcho guy? Why don't you have him killed? But in the book, she kills also like two frivolous people. Like she killed a tickler in the first one. She killed like people like that, other people in a different situation that she was in, because she's not in a situation where she's a cupbearer. So now I am going to go to Robb Stark. And at this point, Robb Stark isn't really well known, especially even in the book too, because he's not a character that you get a first-person view out of. He's pretty much a person that, like Catelyn, his mother, and other characters talk about, like his victories and everything like that. And so you never really see the first-point view of Robb Stark. You don't really know what he's about. But that interaction with that girl and everything, it does not happen in the book, but it's nice though. It's still nice that, you know, that you see a side of him, you get to know more information about him really, and you know that, I think earlier in the TV series, and in the book, it's also mentioned that Catelyn and any of the sisters never really saw Robb with another girl, with a girl at all, period, so this is his chance. So now this next scene with the Wildling and Jon never happens in the book, because the Wildling, in that very first scene where she was introduced, Ygritte, she got away. Jon just said to her, get out of here now. He didn't get lost with her in the book. He didn't lay down with her and her grinding her booty up against his groin. Never happens. Never happens. I don't understand why they're adding this stuff. Like, I mean, I like it. I mean, it was still good. Like, it was a good scene. It was funny because you knew what she was doing right away and stuff like that. You could see the look on her face. But in the book, she's gross. She's a gross-looking girl, and like this never happens. So they're in the show. They're adding like a love interest for John, which isn't really relevant in the book. I don't know why they'd risk something like that. It's not set in stone in the book. It's not written in pages in ink in the book. So why would they add it? So the stuff that they did with the Harry Potter movies, added random shit in it. All right, so. I'm going to have to go quick with this because I have about 5 minutes almost. So now I'm thinking that there's a scene with Theon right here because that's what my notes indicate, but it doesn't tell me exactly what happened in the episode, so I'm kind of not really sure. But it says here to talk about the ignorance of Theon and the ways of the Iron Islands, but I'm not really going to get into that because I'll start ranting about how much I hate Theon and his stupid Iron Island ways. They don't use money or any type of currency. They use the iron price, which is basically killing someone and robbing them of their possessions. How honorable is that? How, like, you guys are just fucking fishermen that just fucking, you're basically like shitty pirates that roam around on their fishing boats and shit and just fucking rape and pillage innocent people and take their jewels and their money. It's like, it's so dishonorable. I hate that shit. I hate people who do not have honor in these things. Alright, so now there's a scene with Usher and Theon, which never happened in the book either. When she first asked for a spear and to be free, that's what happens. She like demonstrates. She steals the spear from the guy, one of the captives next to her, and like knocks him out or whatever, and like does some weird shit with it. And Theon's like, "Wow, alright, you can get a spear, you're good." But in this, she never gets her freedom, but she ends up sleeping with Theon Greyjoy and showing her breastises. Never happens in the book. They're adding like things like this, like I don't know. But so Sansa and Shae. This is when Sansa gets back to the castle and she's all shaken up about what happened in the streets. She is Shae in the book. Shae, the Tyrion's like little girlfriend or whatever, is not the maid to Sansa in the book. She's a maid to some other person that was in the riot who ended up getting raped by the rioters. Sansa never got raped. This other girl did. So I guess they kind of replaced. Anyway, so now in the next scene, that's not really Shae and all that stuff. Really doesn't have anything to do with anything. But in the next scene, we have it shown as Usher being the shit. She's the shit. She pretty much fucked up. She should have killed Theon though when she got up out of bed. That's what I was wondering. Why, like, if they're gonna change things around, like, I mean, obviously they couldn't just kill him. Never mind. I get it. I can't say that, Tyler. What? Can't kill Theon like just like that on a whim. Something else has happened to him, which I don't know what it is, but something does. Anyway, they show Brandon, Rickon, Hodor. I love Hodor. Hodor and obviously Usher escape. And that's how it is in the book, but there's also other companions that are visiting Winterfell. That companions that are there that help Bran out with some of his dreams and help him try to interpret what they mean. But they end up leaving with him too. But in the book, Maester Luwin stays behind, and I forgot if that's what happens in the show. But anyway, then in the next scene, the last scene, which I had to wrap up very quickly, is Daenerys and coming back to her place that she's been pretty much what's the word? Her hovel, where she's been pretty much granted out of kindness, which she has no right to sleeping in, which she pretty much begged to sleep in, her little closed-off palace area, which was given to her out of pity. Everyone's dead there, and her dragons are gone, which is fucking awesome in my opinion. I love that. That's good. I don't want her dragons to be with her so she can threat the Seven Kingdoms and the Starks. So this is the end of the video review. I hope you enjoyed it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you review and comment. This is Bobby here, and please watch my... I'm going to try to catch up on all the other episodes, so please catch up on those and get some information from the book from those. And thanks a lot, you guys. I really appreciate it, and you guys have a nice day.